Hello YouTube, Tim here, and some of the comments on my last video were questioning what I was doing when I was putting the arrow on the right side of the bow that I was using. People are saying, well, shouldn't you be putting it on the left side? You are right-handed after all. And the answer to that is maybe. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. It depends, generally speaking, on how you're holding the arrow. If I'm using a three-finger draw, the correct way to hold it would generally be to pass through and put it so I could rest it on my hand, side opposite. So if I'm a right hand, I am righty, I put the arrow on the left side and it rests on my knuckles. I then have to hold the bow at a slight angle. Up and down will work, but better at a slight angle so that it rests in that crevice there formed by my knuckle and the bow. If I angle it, at some point, especially if I'm drawing back, and I'm not going to do that indoors, the arrow will just slide off and fall off. This happens, and you got to be careful. So, typically, Asian style thumb draws are done. This is not a hard and fast rule, because trust me, I've seen other ways of doing it. But typically, you do it on the other side. So you do it on the side of your dominant hand. So again, I'm a righty, so I'm going to be putting it on the right side. Reason being that I then lock my thumb with my finger like so as I draw, and that finger pushes against the arrow. So now I can angle it whatever way I want. You can take that same draw, put the bow in any position, and it's held against the bow by the finger that's helping the thumb hold. That's keeping the thumb lock on. That's pretty much it. I have seen Mongols use the thumb draw with the arrow on the other side, and I've tried that, and it's a pain in the butt, I think. I think it's a bit of a pain in the butt because you need to be very careful to only use your thumb to draw. Other than that, as long as you're doing that, you can use it like that. But otherwise, if you put any sort of pressure from the side, which you'd normally use this finger for, if you put any pressure on it, then it'll just fly off like so. So let me do a few close-ups like that so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing with the hands. So here, come on, focus, focus. All right. There we go. That's somewhat better. So, we have the normal European three-fingered draw, like this, resting on my wrist, or on my hand, my knuckles. Great. We have the thumb draw, putting it on the other side, like so, and then I can hold the arrow and the bow in whatever orientation I want. Kind of cool. So they're just different. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. They're just different, and there are always exceptions to rules. So let me know what you think. How do you guys shoot? What sort of grip do you use? Two-finger, three-finger? Do you use releases? I don't like them very much. I prefer to have my fingers on the string in one way or another. But I haven't done this in a long time, so I'd love to hear more questions, comments, feedback. Thank you very much for watching YouTube, and have a wonderful day.